Hey everyone. So today I thought I should discuss about why is it that after a certain point of time in life you actually have this sense to think what to do, right? You take decisions very logically, or you want to be somebody who asks questions. So I just turned 35, and yeah, it's a big number, I know, and I don't feel old yet. But having said that, I'm at the cusp of life where I'm thinking about hey, I decided not to have kids. Have I done the right thing? And of course, I have many reasons for this, which I have noted it down sometime back in my blog. I will share the link with all of you so that we can exchange thoughts. But then, like, I'm literally thinking, is this the right decision, right? Do I need to go back while I still have time, or is this something which is the right thing to do? Meantime, I'm also thinking that, hey, is this a corporate job I really want to do for the rest of my life? So I'm going to be addressing both the things. Today, right now, we'll address the part one, and maybe in the second part, the thing that is bothering me right now, whether I want to be an entrepreneur, whether I want to do my own thing, the pros and cons, we'll discuss it in the part two, right? So when did this really come to my mind that, why should I have kids? I was somebody who never wanted to get married. I always used to question, why do I need to get married? But then luckily I found somebody who was my friend. He asked me out, and then we've had a completely amazing journey together. And I will talk about it later on as well. But then we started asking that, hey, do we really need to have kids? And then we asked people around. Surprisingly, the most common answer, and I've spoken to approximately close to 50-55 people, couples included, what I understood was people are really worried about growing old. Who's going to take care of them when they're old? And I was like, okay, so you are going to impose something on a person who's not yet born to take care of you when you are old. Okay, can be your reason. Then I came across somebody who said that, hey, this is just the norm of life. That is how everything happens. You study, you whatever, you get a job, you get married, and you have kids. That's how things progress. So for me, that was also something which was like, okay, just because it has been happening, we are doing it. And then I had folks who said that, what do you do otherwise? That was also sort of surprising, and that was funny to me. But I understand those folks, because if you're just doing your job and you're just doing whatever, live for yourself, what really are you doing, right? But out of all these reasons, I still could not find a very solid reason. Maybe a few people said that I just want to be a parent. I am just maternal, or I am just paternal, which made sense to me. Because if you really have this urge to give all your love, or you have this urge to nurture for somebody, or really bring up somebody in some way, and then you think that they will contribute to the society, I still understand that. But I had all the reasons why I thought that I should not be having a kid. And some of the reasons which still stay back are like, isn't there too much population already? And yes, there'll be people like my brother who will give me all the stats on how the population is decreasing, and how countries like Japan and the likes of it are seeing a degrowth in economy and all of it. But hey, you're staying in India. The population is not decreasing. It will not decrease for the next 60 years. Do I want to contribute to that and not provide for somebody I would love with all my life the right infrastructure and the right lifestyle and get them in this world? Probably not. Then comes the question of, where are we headed as humans, right? What values do we really have left? And this is all subjective. Like, you can have a different value set, I can have a different value set, and I'm not even talking about being all Gen Z, or being all open, or being whatever. I'm not even talking about that. I am genuinely concerned about where humanity is today. We are so self-centered, and we live just for ourselves, that we absolutely do not. We've lost humanity. How many times do we hold a door for somebody and let them pass first? Or how many times do we really say words of gratitude to somebody who we know? We don't. And that's just shocking and surprising to me. So humanity is dying, and that's something which bothers me. Of course, then there are reasons like pollution, quality of life, and the fact that if I'm in India, I will always want to stay in Mumbai, because I have experienced Mumbai at 3 a.m. in the night, and whatever 3 p.m. as well, and I feel very safe. I don't know if there are more cities like that, but due to my limited knowledge, I think if it's going to be metros that I'm going to be living in, then again the same question of pollution, population, infra, and all of this comes into picture, right? And after all of this, then another thing which I'm seeing, which I personally don't want to do, is people are just popping kids and they're dumping it on your in-laws. So the expectation is that your in-laws will raise your kids. It's fine to have a support system. It's absolutely essential. In fact, we should not shy away from having a support system. But having an expectation that, hey, you will go back to your original life and you will, really be all guns in your corporate life, in your social life, and your in-laws will take care, and when they don't, then you have a problem with that, is something which I could not really digest. So if you are not able to raise your kid, why are you bringing that kid in the world? It's your decision, it's your byproduct, it's your whatever. So don't do that then. Only and only raise a kid if you are sure 100% you and your partner are going to be the ones who are going to be able to do it, in case your in-laws are not going to. So that's something which I think is, again, something which I thought that no, I do not want to be somebody who's dependent on 10 folks and then getting in the kid, right? And then most importantly, expectations. Why have these expectations from somebody who's not born? They are yet to they are yet to even step their foot inside our world, and you're saying that, hey, I want this person to do 1 2 3 4 5. But more than anything, I thought that if this doesn't come from inside, like if I am not feeling that I need to have a kid, just because all of these things around me are happening, everybody's having a kid, this is the norm and this is how it is, we should not. And what is it that I'm going to lose in the end? So I also thought that, hey, of course I will miss out on all the wonderful memories. I love kids till they turn 3, and then they of course become devils. But I'm going to miss out on a lot of cute memories, a lot of small nothings, a lot of love, and a lot of things which I'll never be able to experience or even explain. But hey, what I also understood is, you will always be missing out on something, right? Once you pick up that path, maybe you will miss out on all the freedom, all the choices, all the things that you can do, explore with your partner, and maybe on yourself also, your me time. You will miss out on all of this for a good 20 years of your life. So in either of the paths that you choose, I feel that you'll miss out on something, and that's okay. It's a very individual call on what is it that you want to miss out on. So you can be somebody like me who thinks that, hey, it's important to 1 2 3 4 5, whatever I stated, and I'm okay to miss out on this. Or you can be somebody who thinks that, hey, no, I do not want to miss out on this experience of life where I get to care, nurture, love somebody, see somebody growing up, and that person is going to be a part of me. Because that is also very something which when I interviewed people said that, hey, I'll not adopt, I want somebody who is my blood, which probably I didn't understand, but fair on their part, right? So yeah, these are my thoughts on why I should not be having a kid. And there is a lot more that I have mentioned, just to sort of soundboard off in my blog. I'll share that link over here, and this is the first time that I'm opening up. And like I always say, this is all about building community of sinks and dinks. Maybe anybody who is even who has kids and who is very open-minded as well, but it's never going to be an influencer kind of a thing. I am not doing this to be an influencer or be somebody who's famous or be somebody who's, I don't know. And that is why I've taken so much of time to think through and exactly be this raw and this unfiltered, and not use any AI or not use anything fancy, and just make these conversations so that I can have a heart-to-heart connect with everybody who is going to be a part of this community that we'll build, right? All right, that's about me for now, and let me know what are your thoughts, and we can absolutely connect and have a chat around what do you think and what stage of life are you on. Bye bye.